in a world that is so divided, in a world that is full of hate, in a world that's full of politics of demonization. And that's not unique only to Malaysia. If you see what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Yemen right now, the idea of moderation, the issue of getting people to unite and look at the bigger picture is very important, because one day we might wake up and then realize that we've lost everything. So I hope by what STAR is doing right now, by uniting us, notwithstanding the diversity and perceived fault lines that exist, must continue, because for evil to succeed is just for those people who are good not doing anything. So it is important for those good people holding on to the universal values and the way we have inherited the values of unity, moderation, tolerance, that must also be heard. And if we don't have our voice heard, then evil will succeed, and we've only got ourselves to blame.
To create tolerance in society, you have to be open to hear alternative views. If you don't have alternative views, you don't have debate. The decisions or consensus people come to, therefore, is not well informed. That extreme ideas do not get challenged. So you can either play safe and have a whole group of people who all agree and have the same view, which does not a debate make, or you have people from across the political spectrum, different age groups, different ethnicities, and you have something far richer. And actually, when you come together and you say, this is what matters, it is that much stronger. And for a country to be stable and cohesive, I think that identification first, as a citizen of your nation, must come first. That's where you all feel we are all Malaysian or we are all British. We may have different political views, but at the end of the day, it's about our country, it's about our national pride, it's about our economic growth, it's about the jobs for our young people, it is about the education for our children.
All of us are proud of our identity. We are proud of being Malaysian. Some of us are. We are very proud of being. I'm being very, very proud of the fact that I am a Muslim. I'm very proud of the fact that I am Malay. But you shouldn't confuse that feeling of pride with arrogance, and shouldn't confuse it with the feeling of superiority over people who are not the same, from the same background as you. So striking that balance between that feeling of pride of your own identity and making sure that you don't confuse it with that feeling of superiority. That is one way of achieving moderation.
I think one thing we have to look at in terms of the long term is inequality. I think as we develop and we get into these big projects and so on and so forth, we find inequality, people being finding it very difficult to live. A large part of the population, the 99%, like the proverbial 99%. Now this is going to be the basis of allowing for the fostering of people who will then take advantage of this group. So it's very important that inequality be one of the key factors in battling with moderation, because if we do not battle with that, maybe immediately nothing will happen, but in the long term, I think we will be down a slippery slope.
Well, I think we need to have one more dialogue like we have tonight, where people from various backgrounds, various political leanings, NGOs can speak out, and we need to engage, even with the so-called extremists, because if we just engage among like-minded people, then you don't really achieve anything. And we need to really go down to the community and approach the younger people especially, because if the idea of moderation is lost among the young, then it's a lost battle. We need to nurture that idea and promote it in order for it to really develop.
First thing, I think that as a government, we got to make sure that these things are not politicized. And at the other hand, we must make sure that we must promote national unity through dialogue. If it's on religion, to interfaith dialogue. We must promote more fellowship, interaction among different ethnic groups and races. And we must depoliticize teaching of things that are radical, including religion, including about race. I think government has a role to educate the people and the young. And of course, I believe that leaders in government must speak up against extremism, make it very clear that as a government in power, these things are not tolerated.
We cannot afford to be extreme or fanatics in the views, and especially in how we view each other. I think tolerance and moderation and mutual understanding is something that is very much needed to be practiced in Malaysia.
For me, politics, the word politics is for one purpose. It's for stability, right? Religiously or race, whatever we want to find, even economics, we want to find stability, that's all. Even if I'm not a minister, then what I can do as a Malaysian now also is try to be an agent of stability. You see? Yeah, promote stability. I don't have to be someone to promote something, isn't it? We can just be outside and promote things that we believe.
Good point.
The first thing what I would do, I'll scrap off the race in every application form. That is not required at all. I don't see a point. Why you want to put that very detailed? It's not required at all. That's probably the first step I will do. Then we'll see how it goes.
Like what Vijay mentioned is removing the race form, but it's also good to actually infuse at the education level to say that the culture of Malaysia, what it is.
Kalau hidup kesedaran tu, kita akan memula daripada individu, bawa kepada family, community, dan kita akan bawa sampai ke tahap atas lah. Maksudnya kesedaran tu bagi saya adalah penting. Di mana kita tidak berlumba-lumba mengejar kebenaran. Kita akan berlumba-lumba mengejar nilai-nilai murni dalam diri kita supaya kita faham kehendak kita, mana mencukupi untuk kita bagi kita membantu pada orang lain.
I think that there's more moderate Malaysians. I'm sure of it. I'm positive of it. But small minority, extreme people are getting more of a voice. So it makes it seem that we are not very good. But I think push come to shove, I'm sure if something happens, your neighbors would come to help. I still truly believe in a very multiracial, multicultural Malaysia.